Hi everyone, it's Lisa and Luna from Don't Run with Scissors, back with another Technique Tuesday. Today I wanted to share with you a Christmas gift that I was making for my staff at work. We tend to print a lot of paper for detailed reconciliations that we do, and as soon as we're done with it, we recycle it or shred it. What I like to do before it gets to that point is to actually flip it over, slice it in half, and then make a scratch pad, kind of staple the top and put that together, and use both sides of those pages. What I did make is a scrap paper holder so that when I do cut my pages, now I can slide them in. So what I'm actually going to do is when I get to work, I have probably 500 sheets of paper that need to be recycled. I'm going to print their names on it, cut it in half, and then I will stick it in each one of the pads. There are two options that you can see here. I actually do prefer the one here on the left. This is with a 1-inch holder at the top. This one has, I think it's almost a 2.5-inch border. It all depends on your preference, but again, you can change it however you want, the paper size, and make it and design it however you want. So with all that said, I'm going to show you how it makes it. It takes absolutely no time at all. I have a stack to the right of video of 10, and it took a little time to just cut the paper, sit in front of the TV, notch it all out, and tape them together, but literally it was about an hour project to make almost a dozen. So with that said, I'm actually going to show you how to make this one here on the left. I will put the dimensions on my website if you want to do the 1-inch ones. So let's put those aside. I have 2 green sheets of paper here. The lines are actually going to be the outside. I'm going to show you one that's already done here. There's one of the ones falling. But this is the lines on the side and the top here. So that's eventually what it'll look like. This sheet of paper here is 7 3/4 by 10 3/4. And this sheet here is 11 inches by 6 inches. So what I could say is with this smaller border here, you could use one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. This one does require 2 sheets. And if you did 3 sheets, you could make 2 altogether. So it all depends on what kind of math and how many you want to make. So these are my starter pieces. And let me go over here and get my score. With the big piece, I'm going to try to score it so that you can see just exactly where these lines are going to go. You're going to score this one 1 inch all the way around, and that's going to give you the sides of the box. This page is easy, so you're just going to go all the way around and do your inch. Quick and simple. Go ahead and fold it, get your crease. So I'm really excited about how cute these came out. I hope my staff will use them. I tried to pick some colors that could stay on your desk that didn't look too Christmassy because we use scrap paper all year round. So with all that, you're going to wind up now with an inch corner. You do need to make a tab, so I'm going to cut here. And just to make it fancy, I kind of notch it to make a tab. Easy peasy. Do the same thing on this side. You're going to do it on all 4. Doesn't matter which way you cut it, as long as you don't cut it off. Been there, done that. And you can use the red line tape, you can use double-sided tape, you can use glue, whatever suits your fancy. I do have some double-sided tape here, so I'm just gonna cut these on each. I'm going to fold it in, so it needs to go on the outside piece. I'm going to do it for all 4. And then just peel it off and line them up. it's going to take me longer to print all the pages with their names on it and try to get 50 pages per box in, or 50, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe 75. I don't know how many pages is an inch thick. I have to figure that out. Okay, so there's the base of the box. Nothing too difficult. I did use a really nice thick cardstock, so it's really not going to bend too much. Some of the glossy cardstock would also be good. Just want to make sure you get a really good crease on it with your bone folder, and go from there. Okay, so the next piece is the top. This is going to get a little trickier. Not too tricky. Sorry if I just shook you. This we need to score on all sides at 2.5 inches. So you're going to come up here 2.5, come on down, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. What that 2.5 does is it gives you an inch crease right in the middle, which is going to cover the sides of your box. What you also want to do, so here's my 2.5 inch mark. We need to cut this tab. So score it at 1.5, trying to miss that middle inch. It's just going to give you a cutting line. So you can kind of see that I missed the middle, not well, but that extra inch is going to give me my cutting line. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to do 1.5 inches. I'm going to bypass that middle, just kind of raise my hand up a little bit so that it didn't go anywhere. And I'm going to cut my inch, and then I'm going to cut 2.5 inches. I'm making my tab, just like I did for the corners. Now I'm making my tab here. You need to fold these all together. So, I'll do the other side as well, but I'm just going to show you this because I have one ready on the other side. So essentially, now it's just going to fold together into a nice spot. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So that cut is really just helping you. If it gets a little bit bigger, you can always trim. This one, I think I missed my line just a wee bit, so I'm going to come back in, trim this off. They're handmade, so if there's a small error, nobody's going to ever know. And that'll tuck in all together. What you want to try to remember when you're doing this, and this is the next tick here, is when you're putting your tape down to make this box, just like we did with the 4 corners on this piece, you want to remember which sides you actually put facing down, because either way, if you make your box, you could have one tab sticking up so that it folds in this way and you have an opening at the top, or at the bottom, but you want both sides to be consistent. So if you do tape them the way that I did, you should be able to make that correctly. So here's, I did the top and the sides, and then I also did the bottom because I do glue or stick that box right in so that it can stick together. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put it all together. So I'm going to peel this middle, and I'll line it up, and then bring my bottom and seal it. So that's the top of my box. You can see the tape here on the bottom. So I want to follow the same method that I just did so I can keep consistency with the sides and which way they're all going. I don't know if anybody would really ever notice, but you're making it, of course you're going to notice. Okay. So that is the box. You can see the bottoms here. And I am going to peel that off, so it's sticky in here now. And I forgot to show you one thing. Silly me. Let's back up. Hang on one second. I had the punch and I forgot to hear all about it. So right here, so you can get your thumb in, haha, there is a notch with the circle punch. And I did that, I had it lined up here on my scoreboard, which is of course why the Post-its there, and clearly missed that terribly. So at 1 inch and 1 inch, if you get to the middle of your paper, which I'm marking right there, you can come in with your circle punch and you can notch that. And I'm going to deform it just a wee bit for a second. Get that circle right in the middle and give it a punch. So now you can get your thumb in there just like a professional paper tray. I'm really sorry I forgot that step. So what I wanted to say is when you go to glue it in, you want to make sure your circle's on the outside so you're not gluing your circle in, or else you'll have to do the same thing you just did this way. Sorry about that. Try to not push too hard. You do have sticky. You could always glue it and then fold around it. I find I can do this kind of okay without causing too much drama. And then you can press down and voila. It's all set. And now you have a perfect paper tray. So that is, that's the video for this week. I am going to decorate these. I'm kind of excited. All of my staff, I was able to find letters for their first names, so we can do some monograms on them and some little bling for the sides. So that will be how I finish these up. I may also put some ribbon around, just like I did this one. I did put my initials on here and a little bit of bling on both sides. Really, however you want to finish it up. I had thought about putting a clothespin here so that I could hold notes that were more important. You could add a little pen holder. They have all that on their desk, so I was really just looking more for something to hold this scrap paper for them, because we really do go through quite a bit of it, and why not have a place to store it? So thanks for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed. And these literally, if you just kind of make 1 or 2, it's not going to take you long. It's going to take you longer to decorate than anything else. And Luna and I will see you next time. We're off to continue decorating. Like I said, I've got a stack of 10 or a dozen coming over here that I need to finish up and bag for my holiday gifts. So we will talk to you soon. I wish you a very Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you or do another video before then. And a Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Bye.